My friends, hello. So I was remembering earlier the first leader that I ever had the opportunity to work with. His name was Bob Spagnolo. He was at the Lake Lansing Road Mire, where I was a bagger like 20 years ago. And I remember this guy being unique and special and memorable. And it was special to have the opportunity to work with him. And I was thinking about him, and it really made me think about, we all have that one first leader in our lives, the first person who really exemplifies leadership, and for each of us that may have looked different. For me, what it looked like was I was a bagger. I'd push the shopping carts and I'd load the grocery bags back when we used to have those, and I was pushing carts one day, and we were supposed to have this clip and like a leash basically that you'd hold on to, and I was pretty confident in myself, and I was like, I don't need that, and so I'm pushing the carts, and I was going between the cart corral. The thing where you put all the carts, and there was a car parked next to it, and I didn't have my leash on, and I was pushing the carts slowly, and my front cart literally touched, just like this, just touched the rear view mirror of this car, and it snapped right off. It was like it was taped on. This thing just fell, like, with no pressure whatsoever. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. There's cameras out here. They're gonna know that I did it. I gotta fess up. I gotta own this. Like, oh, this poor person who's just trying to get like their milk and stuff, and they have to deal with getting their car fixed now. And I was devastated. I was like, I knew I made a mistake. I knew I made a mistake, and I was like, oh man, all right. So I sheepishly walk into the store, and I go find the manager, Bob, because I didn't know what to do. I'm a teenage kid. I'm like, I don't know. It's like, you solved the problem. But I remember that I went over to him, and I was so embarrassed, and I was so like terrified. And I said, hey Bob, I made a mistake, and I need you to know it, because we've got to fix it now, and I need your help. And you could tell he was very frustrated. Like, it was already clear that something bad, worse, had happened that day, and this was just one more thing he had to deal with. And what was remarkable, and I'll never forget this, his response. He was calm. He took a moment. You could tell he was frustrated. It was internally clear he was frustrated, but he didn't react. He took a moment, and he looked at me, and he said, "What did you learn from this?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to make sure that I never do it again. I'm going to go in different directions around the carts, and I'm going to use my leash and da-da-da-da-da." He said, "So you learned your lesson?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." He goes, "Great, then I know that you'll never do this again." And that was the moment that I realized what leadership was. It's care, it's compassion, it's helping people to be better than they are the day before. It's helping them to continue to grow and thrive and grow and thrive. I haven't seen Bob in, I don't know, 17 years or something like that. But I have never forgotten him. And it was a really special experience. And I know that you have had one too, and I would love to hear it. So if you would, share in the comments, who was that first leader for you? And what was it that they did? What was it that demonstrated leadership? What were the key components that made them a leader that's so memorable in your life? Because someday we're going to be that for other people. Hopefully we can learn from each other, and we can be that, and we can be the source of somebody's story 20 years in the future.